Hey guys, it's Eric with East Texas Homestead, and I've really got to get this third brake light on my F250 working, so I'm going to take you all along. Alright, so here's the deal. This is an F250 Superduty. It's a 99 year model. It's a 7.3 Powerstroke. But all of that really doesn't matter a whole lot if you've got any truck in the state of Texas that has one of these camper shells on it. You're going to need to have that third brake light working. Here's the reason why. According to the inspectors at the tune and lube that I went to, in January of 2017, the state of Texas made it mandatory that that third brake light be working. So I went to get this thing inspected right after I got these tires put on. I'm liking those, by the way. The BFG all-terrains, the KOs I'd run before on my Wrangler, and I really liked them. The KO2s look so much better. I'm liking that. But that's a side note. So I've got to get this pickup cover third brake light working. Now here's the deal. Here's a dome light in there. And let's open up all the way. And you can see we've got the light right there. And the wire comes all the way down to right here. I don't know why there are 4 wires here. That seems to be a little bit excessive. But we'll try to figure this out. Alright, here's one thing I do know. A lot of guys I've seen try to tap in to the wire right here on their left brake light or over here on their right brake light. The problem with that is you end up hitting the brakes and your third brake light flashes, and that's not going to pass inspection. At least I assume it wouldn't, but it looks tacky. So we got to figure that out. After digging around on the internet, I found that, hey, there we are. After digging around on the internet, I found that there is supposed to be a wire under here somewhere. And I think I just found it. There we are. That green wire is supposed to be a hot only when the brake is hit and have nothing to do with the blinkers. So we're going to try to tap into that, run it up under the chassis and through one of these holes going into the truck bed. Alright, so get back in here, and it looks like this wire is just held up by a little bit of rotten tape. There we are. Let's see if it says anything on it. Center high mount stop lamp. Very convenient. Thank you, Ford, for doing that for me. So I find it a bit strange that wire is green, because, you know, green typically is used for ground. But luckily, I've got this entire spool of green wire left over from wiring our house. It's 14 gauge. But I'm going to go ahead and use it, and we're going to see how this works. We're going to go through this one right here. There we are, right there. I want it out of the way. I want to kind of follow this wiring harness here. There we are. She's poking out right there. Right on down. This little tool right here is definitely not necessary, but man, it sure is nice to have. Alright, we'll come back here and get all that nice and secured in a bit. Alright, so now let's make sure this sucker's hot. And because I've got this giant spool of green wire, I'm going to run right over here. I've got my multimeter, got our wire, we've got a brake pedal, and we're going to test this out. Alright, one end of my multimeter is going to come over here and touch this guy right here, ground out on the door. And the other end, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to step on the brake. As I step on the brake and I make my contact, there we go, 12 volts. I'm going to go ahead and snip this guy with plenty of room to spare. I just got to get to right here. So we'll be good to go. Alright, I think I figured out why there's 4 wires here. And as you see, 2 of them go into the fiberglass and 2 of them go up this black metal channel. So the fiberglass ones are going to go to this light here, and then the others are going to go to the brake light. So the brake light's all we're concerned with, which means I need the black with the stripe and the black. So it looks like they've tried to power both of those off the same power source. Interesting idea. Except that means this dome light would only work whenever the brake was being depressed. Let's go ahead and just shove this little guy up in here for a moment. So this should be our ground. That's our hot. Happen to have some more scrap wire laying around. Go ahead and shove this in here. Here's the problem. I can't be in 2 places at once. So what I figured out I'm going to do is if I take this can of bug spray and I can push down just enough to get the brake lights activated. Check that out. Alright. But still nothing there. Obviously, I haven't connected the circuit. But unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything yet. Alright, I want to check and make sure that I'm actually receiving power back over here. Alright, I am seeing that on the multimeter. Alright guys, that should be giving me light, and it's not. So there's a really good chance that what that means is that that bulb is bad. Plug in right here and touch that. You can see I got something. So let's try it on the dome light. Alright, well, we got a dome light. So that's interesting. See that? No brake light. So those bulbs have got to be bad. I'm going to have to order a new light. Now I'm curious if that dome goes off whenever I get rid of the brake. It should. I don't see any way to get into that. Imagine I'm going to have to replace this with a whole new module. The entire piece just kind of slides right in here, but is put in with these two rivets. So I am not going to be able to service this part. Alright guys, welcome back. I know to you it's been just like a split second, but for me it's been about a week. I had to go on the hunt for a light. This is the best I could do. Could not find the replacement light for this truck cap. So what I found was this, let's see, what is this, a 32 panel LED stick-on, should work on any vehicle, and I found it on Amazon for about $7.95 at the time, on Prime with free shipping. So I don't even know how they shipped this to me for $7, but we're gonna try it out. So, well, you can see all that's in here. Essentially, is this? It's really feels kind of cheap. But you know what? For $7, I don't expect too much. Got these sticky pads. The one negative review I saw, or the one consistent theme in the negative reviews, was that these pads, the adhesion on these is not worth a darn. So I'm gonna make sure that I clean the glass really good, and we're gonna try to go with them. If not, I'll figure out another way. Hopefully this will work. It comes in many different sizes. We've got the 32 length right here, and apparently goes up to 80. So I'm gonna do my bug spray cheat. All right, so if I ground this out, here we are, look at that. Ooh, yeah, look good. So now what I need to do is connect this back into this wiring, stick this to the window, and we'll be good to go. And you can see this is the old light right here. So we'll kind of center things up on that. So now what I need to do is clean this guy up real good. And this is actually Rain-X. So it's probably gonna add a little something on here I don't want, but it's what I had handy. I'm gonna peel these off. Alright, so I got to jump in here and do a little amendment to this video. So I was driving the very next day and I hit the brakes and I looked back and this thing was just like dangling down, okay? So definitely do something else besides this sticky stuff. Look at that. Actually, you know what? It just peeled off of the light itself. So this stuff's trash. Do something else and get yourself a real adhesive. Okay, so what I ended up doing was using JB plastic weld, which I'm not sure how well is actually gonna stick to the glass, but right now it's only been on there a couple seconds and the bond is already a heck of a lot better than that crappy foam that they shipped it with. So again, that's JB plastic weld. I'm gonna go ahead and get this video uploaded. So if for whatever reason this does not hold, even if it's a couple months down the road, I will go ahead and leave a comment below this video. So look for that before you use JB weld. I'm gonna cut those, splice this in. I'm gonna cut them right here, so if I ever need to try and connect that together, I've got enough on both ends. I don't foresee that ever being the case, but you never know. These are the tiniest little wires. Got a black and white stripe and a black, so I'm gonna do the red to the black and white stripe. Alright, so we're wired in up there. Now let's wrap this up over here. Alright, we're going to take this green hot and go to this white stripe right here. I'm going to cut this. That's our ground. Alright, now I'm going to take my ground. Now, I think what I'm going to do is ground out to this right here. You can see when I touch that, the brake light comes on. Alright, now I've got this just bare piece of copper wire I took out of some Romex. And I'm going to twist it around this. And as I make this connection here, you see the brake comes on. Woohoo! It's working. I'm sure if this was a house, this would not be up to code. But it's gonna pass inspection. Now, one thing I should probably do, shorten this up a little bit. Alright guys, thanks a lot for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you need a third brake light, you cannot beat $7.95. I'm sure prices will vary, it may fluctuate up or down a little bit, but for a prime free, actually it came in one day to me. I ordered it on a Thursday night, and Friday it was delivered. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. If you do use that link, it is an affiliate link, so I'll get like 15 cents off of your sale or whatever it is, but I appreciate you doing that. Right. Thanks a lot for joining me on this video. I know it went long, but we got it all figured out, and for $7, man, you cannot beat that deal. So if you're in need of a third brake light, you can't find the manufacturer replacement, or the bulbs for yours cost more than $7, consider shopping on the link I put in the description below. Click the subscribe button over here, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you on one of these videos over here. Talk to you later.